Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, boys and girls, depending on where you are around the world. And I really hope that you're having a blessed freaking day. Now, I don't know where to start because this story here infuriated me, absolutely infuriated me. And you know what? One thing that I dislike about TLC is that I couldn't make this reaction organically. I had to watch it and then obviously do my pinpoints. And I need to find a way I can do videos to these guys without being penalized. But anyway, we're gonna talk about Gina. Some of you boys and girls may already know who Gina is, because Gina is someone that was requested. But before we get into Gina, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay, boys and girls? We're so close to 9K subscribers. And at the same time, please also make sure you smash that like button, comment throughout, and share the video as well. But with that being said, let's get started. Let's get started, boys and girls. So Gina is a young lady that that was fed a lot as a child. Okay, now obviously as a child, she says that the first reason that she started eating was because of her sister, because she always felt like her mom gave her sister more attention than she gave her. So that's why it was one of the reasons why she started eating in the first place. And then she comes on to explain that by the time she was 10 years old, she was already 150 freaking pounds at 10 years old. Dear Lord, dear Lord. Now at this point here, when she's 10 years old and she's 150 pounds, her mum claims, I say claims, I don't want to say her mum says, because I don't know if I believe mum or not. And as the story goes on, you're going to understand why I don't know if I believe mum or not. But mum decided to say that apparently Gina was very manipulative, and that's why she had to give in terms of giving her food whenever she wanted. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But this is one thing that I can say. If you are the parent, no child should be manipulating you. It's your responsibility to step up and say, no, I'm telling you what you're going to do. This is what you're going to eat, and this is what you're not going to eat. This is how much you're going to eat. That's it. If you don't like it, you know where the door is. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it 100. Keep it absolutely 100, boys and girls, okay? Now, also on top of that as well, people, Gina also spoke about how she was in a situation with a very abusive father. Okay, and obviously she spoke about the fact that because her father was abusive, her father was the kind of person that would lay hands on her. There was even a point in life when her dad even gave her a nosebleed. So of course the abuse with the father just didn't help at all. Didn't help at all. You know what I mean, in general, which was obviously a problem for her herself in particular. Now, also on top of that, people, leading up to this fact that her father was abusive, we also got to the point where she was also insulted a lot. When she was in school, she came across a lot of insults, okay? Now, listen, of course, if she's in school, she's going to come across, X, Y, Z amount of insults, because at the end of the day, if you are that size, even though it's not fair, but in normality, which I hate to say, in normality, if you are a Pacific side, you would get bullied. And obviously those insults didn't help her, and because those insults did not help her, so remember, we got jealousy was the first thing. Jealousy kind of started to move away, so jealousy wasn't a thing as she got older, but jealousy was the first thing. After jealousy, it was manipulation. Oh no, mum's manipulation. Apparently Gina used to manipulate mum, but we got away from that. Cool. Now, obviously, at this point here, she'd been abused by her father, and at the same time, she's getting insults. And what she says here is that her and her sister, whenever they were insulted or or they were abused, they would both run away to the shop and buy as many food as possible to eat as many food as. Oh, of course, could eat. Yeah. But either way, they were going to buy as much food as possible, and they were going to stuff their faces until the end of whenever, which obviously why it brings me to my next point now. By the time she was 14 years old, this girl was 300 and freaking pounds. 300 pounds. 14. She was 150 at 10 years old. 150 is meant to be the average, is meant to be what? It is meant to be the go-to weight for a general human being, give or take on their height. You know what I mean? 150 is what you are at an adult. That's the way you gauge yourself. But she was 150 at 10 years freaking old, and then only 4 years later, she doubled it up. Doubled it up. Why? Because of an abusive situation with her father, and also the insults at school. And also on top of that, oh, dearly, dearie, dearie me. Her mom then decided to Her mom decided to go her own separate ways for a short period of time, and what happened? Gina and her sister were left with their father. Their father had a free will to do whatever he wanted to do with these girls. Absolutely disgusting. I don't know what he did with them. I don't want to know what he did with them. But one thing that we do know, which we sadly do know, is that he definitely did hit Gina. There was nothing ever said about him laying hands on Gina's sister. But at the end of the day, whenever Gina was obviously in a situation where she was upset, she would go to the shop and buy as much food as possible. And on that journey, it seems to me as if she took her sister with her. So when we talk about manipulation, her mum says that apparently when she tried to speak to Gina and try to get her to fix her, help and lose some weight, she said that Gina was manipulative, right? To be fair with you, if Gina's always dragging her sister with her whenever she's got an issue, it does fit the criteria of the manipulation. So if anything, the fact that Gina grew up being jealous of her sister, it only made, well, sadly, it only made sense that she manipulated her sister in going out to these stores, these restaurants or whatever it was to eat more food. So Gina is someone that has projected her anger, projected the jealousy, projected the abuse, everything, and she's made sure her sister has followed her on this freaking journey, and that is hella freaking selfish. Now, of course, obviously Gina was young at that time, so of course she's gonna go through certain emotions. Her mind's gonna be going absolutely berserk, and you know what? Why is she going to want to do it by herself? So of course she's going to drag someone with her. And who else? The one person that she was jealous of, her sister. And it's so freaking sad. And the only thing that I can say on that note itself in particular, boys and girls, is that if you are a parent or even a friend or a cousin or anything of someone, if you can see someone's going through a hard time, but they're also trying to bring someone with them, trying to drag someone with them, the way I see Chantel, I definitely do believe that Chantel is on a journey to make people on YouTube follow her within her journey, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, if you see this, try and save that person. If you feel like you cannot, well, if you're a parent, you haven't got a choice. You got to save both. Point blank period. But if you're a friend, family member, try and save the person that's being dragged into all of this mess, because it's not fair for someone to go through a hot mess just because of someone else. Okay? That's something that I want to make a point of, because £300 at the age of 14? Nah. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. We cannot be doing that at all, okay? At all. I mean, listen, we've seen Gina, right? This is actually her sister now. Look at her sister. It's not good. It's not. Her sister may not weigh as much as Gina, but as you can see, she's got a lot of pounds on, and it's not nice. It's not nice. Obviously, there hasn't been a story based on her sister as well, but my assumptions only tells me that her sister got to this weight because of Gina. Now, obviously, Gina's actions obviously came from her parents, which is understandable, but that's what I'm trying to say. Because Gina was young, it's hard to say, Gina, it's your fault that your sister's big. That's why the people around her can be like, listen, let's pull you away from your sister real quick, okay? This isn't good for you. Mum, listen, do you know what? Whatever. Let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, boys and girls. Now, listen, it gets worse. By the time that Gina was 19 years old, she was at 500 pounds. 5 years on. She's gone from 300, 5 years on from that. She's gone from 14 years old, 300 pounds, to 19, 5 years later. She hasn't necessarily doubled up, but she might as well double it up, and she got to 500 pounds. And you know the thing that I found so insulting about this young lady herself in particular? Now look at this, people. This is Gina. This is her sister, okay? Her sister's still pretty much freaking big. It's not nice. Gina's size is absolutely horrendous. It shouldn't be happening. But at the end of the day, people, I don't know how old she was in this image here, but by the time she was 19, she was 500 pounds. And what did she have to say for herself? She said, well, the good thing is, oh yes, I'll repeat myself one more time. She said the good thing is, because I am now for over 500 pounds, I can now claim as disabled. And because I can claim as disabled, I can now get a home for me and my sister and also my mum. She was like, listen, even though me and my mum don't see eye to eye, it was better off me and my mum and my sister living together, because at the end of the day, we need someone in the house to be the one that's cooking and X, Y, Z. So Gina used that good thing of being 500 pounds, being able to claim for disability, so therefore she could bring in her and her sister and her mum to this new home of hers. And you know what, boys and girls, in some circumstances, yes, it can be a good thing to be awarded a home because of whatever's going through your life at that moment in time. But the fact that she says it's a good thing that she got to 500 pounds is disgusting. It's beyond me. It is absolutely despicable. But let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's calm down, boys and girls. Let's calm down. Okay. Let's not get hostile. Let's not get all hostile here. But then Gina met her partner. She met her partner. And within her partner, herself in particular, her partner is a female. But Gina said when she got to a certain age, she realized that she liked girls. So she met her partner. 6 months of meeting her partner, what did she do? They got engaged. A year on from being engaged with her partner, what did they do? They got married. Okay, cool. I'm happy for you. You found someone. Fantastic. That is fan-daddly-doodly-tastic. But after, listen, as you can see, this is her in a marriage, okay? Now, normally when people get married, they move in together. But no, that wasn't the case. The matter of the fact is, after these two young ladies got married, Beth, that's her name, I keep forgetting. Beth is her name, okay? Beth had to move in with Gina and her sister and her mum, okay? Boy, this is taking a lot out of me, man. This is taking a lot out of me. Now, listen, okay, so these two got married, and as they were living together, XYZ, Gina only got bigger and bigger and bigger. Gina says that she got so big that it became the fact that she became so big that her and Beth was unable to even have any intercourse. No, actually, no, that's a lie. Beth would avoid having any intercourse with her. Gina says that she tries, but Beth always has an excuse. Even though Gina says, oh, or even though Beth says, no, you're fine the way you are, blah, blah, blah. I still love you the same way as I did when I first met you, even though you're getting bigger, da, 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 da. But anytime Gina would try and do some intercourse with her partner would be like, no. So it's been 3 years since she's had that. Why she's surprised, I don't know. It's absolutely despicable. But you know what, though? You know what she said as well, though? It's ridiculous, but this is something that we just want Amber Lynn Reid to say one day about Becky. But what she said is this. Very simple line. She goes, I've gotten to the stage where I'm so heavy that it is now Beth's job to look after me. Beth's job. I didn't realize a relationship is a job. I didn't realize a marriage was a job. G-O-B. What the way she said that with her chest is like, yes, you're here now to love me and your job is to look after me. And you know what? In normal circumstances, people, yes, I said in normal circumstances, 100% when you meet someone, it is your responsibility, not a job. So a job is technically a chore, depending on how you look at it, because if you like your job, you don't see it as a job. You see it as a lifestyle. Let's keep it real. So the fact that she said job is ridiculous. You know what? She could have said responsibility, to be fair, but to be honest with you, when you're married to someone, when you're in a relation with someone, you do have a responsibility to look after each other. But the fact is, though, she said it is Beth's job to look after her, and not once has she said that it is her responsibility to try and make Beth feel happy as well. No. So the selfishness has come in again. Selfish. And you know what else as well? In the next scene, do you know what Beth says? Beth says, I feel like I have become her caretaker. I don't know how you can make this video without being infuriated. I can't say the word now. Without being upset. But anyway, let's continue. Now, by the time that she was 20 years old, she would now reach up to 600 plus pounds. 600 plus pounds. Just let that sink in for now. 600. She started off at 150 pounds at the age of 10. Moved on to the age of 14 where she doubled up to 300 pounds. Then moved on to the age of 19 and got to 500 pounds. And then now she's the age of 28 and she's now at 600 pounds. And at not any part of her journey did she try and lose weight, because her whole journey is based on trauma that her as an adult she should have been able to get over. She has always used food as an excuse. As a child, I understand. She wasn't in control. I understand. But the older she got, the more reckless she got. But you know what, boys and girls? That is not where the story freaking ends. And I wish that was where the story freaking ends, okay? There is a scene. I don't know if I can bring myself to say this. There is a scene, okay, boys and girls, okay? Where Gina is on the phone to her partner, okay? To her partner. Now, I've got to make sure I find this timestamp properly, you know what I'm saying? Okay, there's a scene where she's on the phone to her partner, Beth. She rings Beth. She says to Beth, listen, Beth, just before I get into that, look at the family. Look at the family. The mum talks about how Gina manipulated her, but listen, you're all big though. Mum, don't be telling me this nonsense. Listen. You're a part of this as much as anyone else has been a part of this, okay? You abandoned your 2 girls to a man that you knew wasn't looking after them. Why? And then when she was able to claim for disability, she took you back. And since she's taking you back into this household, what have you done to even help your child lose some weight? What have you done to help your child see that she needs to look after her health? Nothing. And it gets worse when it comes to the mum. Now, at this point here, people, Gina calls her partner Beth and says, yo, without the yo, of course, says, listen, without the listeners. Anyway, doesn't matter. She goes, can you pick us up some takeaway? Beth's response is, no, it's okay. When I get home, I can cook what we got. We've already got food in there. Gina's like, no, I don't want you to cook. I want you to get us some food and get here now. I was like, rah, the attitude in this one. And then she's like, I'm going to text you. Just get us what we want. She drops the phone. Do you know what her mum says? Her mum says, I don't like the way Beth treats you. I don't like the way she speaks to you. I mean, all she ever does is insult you about how lazy you are, about how big you are, about how you're this, and that. Well, coming from you. Coming from you. When you're one of the sole reasons why she is the way she is. And still is the way she is. She may be a grown woman, but she's living under the same roof as you. So therefore, you've got every single power, every single minute, every single second, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year to sit there and tell your daughter that she needs to improve. But you don't do that. So don't speak about her partner. You have no right. You have no right. You've done nothing. Nothing. Not a freaking thing. Now, people. We then get to the stage where she comes back with the food. And when she comes back with the food, as you can see, she's got 3 little deliveries right there. Okay. Now, out of these 3 deliveries, have a guess. How much does Gina take? Now, out of this, Gina... Oh, God. That's not the caption you want, is it, boys and girls? I do apologize. Trying to get the stamps. Hey, no, that's not it. Okay, either way. She takes 2 of them are hers. She's got a burger, fries, and some other battered meat. It's absolutely revolting. Absolutely revolting. Now listen, boys and girls, this is what I'm going to say to you. This is the constructive criticism you're going to go away with from this video here at this moment in time, okay? If you are a parent and you have an opportunity to still live with your child or to be next door to your child, okay, and you know you haven't done the best of the best to obviously look after your child over the years because of some selfish idea, because of some selfish things that you've done in the past, listen, I understand that. We're not all perfect. We're going to do that. But if you know you now have an opportunity to help your child because you're going to be next to them every single day, do what you can to try and help them, okay? Do what you can, even if it costs you your last penny. Do what you can, whether that's getting them therapy, whether that's going in the house and, you know, and making sure that even if it means that you're taking control of what they eat, okay? Do what you can, okay? Think of an idea. You know your child. Think of a way you can help your child out. It's as simple as that. And also on top of that, boys and girls, if you're in a situation where you can see that someone else is using someone else to bring them down with them, try and stop that person. Obviously, in this situation, Gina, in my opinion, definitely did use her sister as someone to help, as someone to eat with her, so she didn't feel as bad when she was going through the emotions of eating food and stuffing herself until the end of day. And she obviously brought her sister with her to make herself feel better, right? If you notice these things happen in life and you're around that kind of person again, do your best to try and reason them. Obviously, if you're a parent, you can separate them. Listen, you're in charge. They can't say nothing. You know what I mean? Especially at such a young age as well. But obviously, if you're a friend or a family member or whatnot, try and pull that person to the side, you know? Try and give them advice. Try and see if you can figure out how you can separate them from, you know, being dragged down by someone else. Because we live in a world where move away from food, but we live in a world where people are always trying to drag us down because when they're going for a bad time, they want us to go for a bad time, okay? When they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, whether it's eating, stealing, or whatever, they want you to do with them. Why? So they can feel better that they're not doing it alone. And therefore, that means they are using you. Gina, in this situation here, clearly for me, used her sister, you know what I mean? And now her sister's now living that sin. And it's so sad because her sister is also at a state where she's still eating herself. Maybe she may not be as big as Gina, but she's still obese. And obviously, as you can see, her her partner's obese as well. You know what I mean? And it's not a nice thing. It's not a nice thing at all. It really, really isn't. And you know what? Oh my, I've just seen it. Look at the mum in the background. Just look at her. I've said what I needed to say. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say. To be honest, I don't want to say anything more. I don't want to say anything more. But boys and girls, please comment down below and let me know what you think about everything that I had to say. And yeah, we'll talk about it. And again, people, thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Please keep on looking after yourselves, okay? Come on, do what you can. Peace.